Ooh, welcome everyone to another episode of Slasher Scotty. I am your host, Scotty McCoy, and boy, do I have a surprise for all of you. First off, I have to say I hadn't done that intro in a long time. You're my first interview of the year because I've just been so busy. So it's been actually pretty cool to get that intro out. But my guest right now is of no relation to myself, Maurice McCoy Jr.
Oh,
And he is the
oh, yeah.
director of Friday the 13th, Jason's Fury, and I can't wait to get into this movie. So how you doing, Maurice?
I'm doing very good actually. I just did a casting in a mold last night
Nice.
for a particular Jason in the film.
Nice. Are you able to tell us who that is, or is that all hush hush?
Actually, you know what? I actually can.
There we go. Breaking
So
news.
there are various variants of Jason and
Okay.
Jason's Fury. Jason's Fury is a multiversal storyline.
Mhm.
So with that being said, I'm playing one of the variants of Jason, and this particular Jason is an all original Jason. His name is Silver Banshee Jason.
Mhm. Okay. Okay. That sounds really interesting.
Oh,
So how many
it's
variants
very
are there?
interesting. Say it again.
How many variants are there?
So we have four main Jasons.
Okay.
One being New Blood Jason,
Okay.
and then we have a copycat Jason, similar to New Beginning Jason.
Okay.
That the one Jason we all kind of don't really like to talk about as much. um, and we have another original Jason by the name of Inferno Jason,
Okay.
which kind of have similarities to Savini Jason, but it's not
Okay.
Savini Jason.
Okay.
Um, then we have another original Jason by the name of Velocity X Jason.
Okay, that sounds interesting. So is that more of like an Uber type of Jason?
If you will, but not exactly. So this Velocity X Jason takes place within the DC universe,
Okay,
which is a hybrid of, Jason Voorhees times,
right.
Barry Allen, the Flash.
Okay, so will this take place like all in Camp Crystal Lake, or is there multiple locations that it'll happen at?
So two campgrounds, the old grounds of Camp Crystal Lake and the new grounds of Camp Central Flashpoint Lake, which is 20 miles down the way.
Okay, all right. So are you going to be filming this at a real campground then? I'm assuming you would.
Oh yes.
Okay,
Oh yes.
awesome, awesome. That's great. So for people that are wondering what we're talking about, so what can you tell us about the plot line of Jason's Fury? What can you say about this?
Great question. And to all the fans who are out there watching this, Jason's Fury picks up 32 years later after the events of Jason Goes to Hell.
Okay.
So this is a continuation story of Adam Marcus's Jason Goes to Hell.
Okay.
And I know that film gets a lot of hate. For me, it is one of my favorite films
Nice.
because not only introduces Jason like in a sort of a new light, like he's more. Of course, we know that he's more demonic. Of course, he's more demonic. He's eating out a heart to come back to life in his true
Right.
form after being blown to smithereens in the very beginning. So we play a little bit with the heaven and hell aspects
Okay.
of the good and evil. So
Okay.
there's aspects that the Evil Dead plays a huge role. The Necronomicon plays a huge role in
Okay.
this. Um, so picking up 32 years later after the events of Jason Goes to Hell, we are seeing a grown version of baby Stephanie.
Okay. All
And
right.
now it's her reign. She's getting ready to graduate college.
Okay.
So a lot of her Stephanie is a media communication student graduating, working on her senior thesis, and
Mm-hmm.
her and her classmates and schoolmates they venture out to film a parody of Friday the 13th.
Okay.
So while doing that, they don't know that they're waking up the entity that is in hell and is reemerging.
Okay. Interesting. That
That is the
sounds
simplest plot that I can give you.
that's great. Like, I mean, we've gotten Roseblood, which is after part seven. But we've never
Oh,
gotten something past part nine after Jason Goes to Hell, from my understanding. So,
oh,
and I
really?
really do like part nine. I mean, I'm actually good friends with Adam Marcus. So, like, he's a really good friend of mine. He put me in touch with a lot of the cast that don't do a lot of interviews for my show. And he pops in every now and again. He's like a really good friend of mine. And the film is so underrated. And seeing something take place after the events of this film is really exciting.
And on the contrary, I also have to give credit when credit is due.
Hmm.
So not only is it Adam Marcus's help, it
Hmm.
is also Peter Anthony's help
Okay, cool.
for creating Roseblood. Because as we've seen the end of Roseblood, not to spoil it for those who have not seen Peter Anthony's Roseblood film, Jason goes into that vortex, into that
Hmm.
dark space at the end of Roseblood. Where does he
Hmm.
go? We don't know.
All right, there you go.
And that leaves room and speculation for me to kind of play. There's a thin gray line that I could play around with
Hmm.
to answer where Jason goes at the end of that film.
There you
Not
go.
only where, but when does he go?
Nice. Have you spoken to Peter Anthony about this to see
Yeah.
like where like what he like if he can give any input or anything like that, creative suggestions?
So I do have Peter Anthony on stand on a call standby for when I
Hmm.
do need to pull references and footage and have him
Right.
aid and assistance with the project. He's
Nice.
totally down for it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, Peter Anthony's such a great guy. I have a new Facebook, so I haven't been able to add everybody back. I only get like two friend requests every 24 hours.
Yeah, I
It's
think
so
that's the
annoying.
problem. Me and you have been through some Facebook changes lately, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been crazy. Like I mean, I think this is my third account in the past year because Facebook hates me. So I reach out to you on Instagram because I do have the Instagram still, but I reach out to you on Instagram like,
Absolutely.
hey, I have a new Facebook. I'm not hacked.
Yeah, that's the thing nowadays. Bots are really learning how to
Yeah.
really hack our accounts. It's
Yeah.
an unfortunate part.
Absolutely. So before we get into more of the film, I want to put this more of closer to the open, like the beginning of the intro, so people that are watching it can kind of know what's going on if you have one. Do you have an Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign to promote?
That is actually going live later this month.
Okay.
I'm
Do you
still
have a
working
date?
out the logistics and the kinks right now. It'll be under Jason's Fury Friday 13 fan film.
Okay, perfect, perfect. Yeah, so anybody watching this, check it out. If you can donate, perfect. I'm sure you have some perks. Check those out. If you can't donate, that's perfectly fine, but a share is free and simple and takes 2 seconds of your time. So that your
Click,
one
click.
share can literally lead to another person that might want to be involved or be able to afford to be
Absolutely.
involved. So, yeah. So w- like let me see. How can I say this? So, because I'm trying, this is where real spoilers of can come out, and I obviously don't want to spoil anything. Um, are there some death scenes that will shock the viewing audience, and can you like cryptically hint at like what we can expect with the deaths and the special effects?
Okay. So
Oh, it's a
there's
tough one.
one scene. There's one scene of mine that happens to be a favorite so far,
Hmm.
where there's a triple beheader
Okay.
during the rave scene, which is like the final act of the film.
Okay.
And I have three of my Jasons coming out of the woodwork to where the Wessex County University students are having their rave scene
Hmm.
and the rave party. And they each grab their spears,
Hmm.
their axe, and their spear gun, and open fire on what they thought they were going for three individuals, but they all aim for one individual, and it's like the bloodbath just for that one individual
Ooh,
just shatters. Blood goes everywhere. It's just like it's
nice.
going to be a brutal because the person who I visualize for that scene is a big person like myself. So you can imagine the
Mhm.
more carnage from that big person, the bloodier the gorier is going to be, and it's going to be so much
Yeah.
more fun.
That'll be great. That'll be great.
It's
And
like
yeah,
it's gonna be a overkill. Like why you all could have went towards different people, but you all came with the same person.
that's so awesome. So, will we see any familiar characters from the actual franchise make an appearance?
We have Lauren Marie Taylor. That's
Oh,
one.
nice. Love Lauren Marie Taylor. Such a good friend of mine. Love me. I love her.
Yeah, she's on board for it. We also have from another universe. He's actually resurfacing for Scary Movie 6.
Yeah.
No, not John Abrams. Not John Abrams. We have the one, the only Dave Sheridan.
Love Dave Sheridan too. Loved him. He's such a great
He is
person.
making a phenomenal appearance
Nice.
as the bounty hunter, Creighton Duke, not
Nice.
the original bounty hunter from Jason Goes to Hell, because in my
Okay.
universe, this bounty hunter is completely different, but still have the same name.
Okay. Did you get the one from Roseblood?
No,
Okay. So it's a different actor.
we are actually no, we were in talks. I have to reach back out to him and see what he said if he's willing to be down for the project. So we will. That's a good conversation to be continued on that part.
Yeah, yeah, because I know because Stephen Williams was actually supposed to be in New Jersey this weekend for Monster Mania convention, and he had to postpone because he had I guess he's like medical issues or something.
Mhm.
The original Creighton Duke, which is sad. I had him on the show. He was such a nice guy, and he had so much so many stories from the set.
That is a gentleman who is on my bucket list to meet at a con futuristically
Yeah.
whenever paths intertwine with that.
Yeah, absolutely. That would be great. Yeah, I think that this movie is gonna really be a foundation for Friday the 13th fan films because it's so different and unique and it brings like all these different Jasons in. That's so cool. Like how'd you come up with that idea?
So I've really taken the multiversal storyline from Marvel and DC.
Okay.
I'm like, we've always seen these within science fiction and superhero films,
Mm-hmm.
but we really haven't really seen it in horror besides the Conjuring universe.
Right, right. Yeah.
So to do that, to bring that to Friday the 13th, and to tie in loose ends, no pun intended to the loose ends of Friday the 13th film. But it ties in a lot of loose ends from different films and bringing back old characters who did not, have a severe tragic end how we thought
Right.
they did.
Yeah, and going back, that's interesting. And going back to Scary Movie 6 also. I was when I saw Scream 7 in theaters opening night. Oh my God, the trailer play that was the last one that they showed. That movie is gonna offend so many people. I couldn't stop laughing. It was so funny. Oh my
Honestly,
God.
I'm glad. I'm really glad that the Wayans are back for that project and they
Yes.
did what they did with that project. Because like honestly, and I may get a lot of hate for this by even saying this, but that is a project that is needed to bring laughter now, especially with everything that's going on
Yeah.
in real time in the real world.
Right.
People
Yeah.
need to let loose, enjoy, and have fun.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm on the LGBT, community and the pronouns joke and everything. I laughed so hard. I think my insides are hurting.
I think I was the only one in my theater room who laughed as hard as you did because the crowd was dead when they said no, not she, they, them. I caught that so quick. I'm like, yo,
Oh my
they did
God.
not put that in there.
Oh my God. And then when
But I'm like,
and
I'm
then
so
when
happy that they did
and the thing is they didn't just put it in the movie. They put it in the freaking trailer.
in the trailer.
That's perfect. And the fact that like even they have like David Howard Thornton making a cameo and as Art the Clown and they're doing that scene at the mall or whatever from Terrifier 3 and the little girl's like go holding a keychain of testicles. She's like,
Testicles,
"What the
yes.
fuck is
Yes, what the
this?"
fuck? I was Donald, and they do not have this young child in this movie saying that. Which I'm like, you know what? This is it's in today's time. These kids are already speaking that language at a young age now.
Yeah,
Even okay, so like looking at it on a parent's perspective, do I really want my child to say that? But as a
right.
young actor, actress, I'm like, you know
Yeah,
what? I'm gonna give you this free pass just
yeah,
once, never again.
right. So yeah,
But
so
it
you
made
have
it
kids
more
and everything
comical
that
in today's time.
right. So are your kids, are they like horror fans as well? Or are they too young?
Oh, no, as for me, as far as my stepson, we try to
Uh-huh.
keep that away from him
Makes
until
sense.
he's like older enough to understand, the content of what he's watching.
Absolutely, but it's the separation of make believe and reality, and a lot of people don't understand that. I started at a very young age, and Lar Park Lincoln, God rest her soul, yelled at me for it.
Yeah.
But I
Um,
love
the,
Lar.
that's the other killer part about it, because my stepson doesn't even know that his dad is doing a, or he knows I'm doing a movie, but I haven't told him the genre of the movie.
Right?
So, oh, dad, he's making a movie. Yeah, but you don't know what kind. But that's okay.
Yeah.
When you get a little older, you understand.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, and that's the good thing too. It gives them something to look forward to. Even Macaulay Culkin, he doesn't have his kids. No, and they watch Home Alone, but they don't even know
Yeah.
he's Kevin
That
McAllister, and
he's Kevin
he's
McAllister.
trying to
Yeah.
milk that every year because he loves seeing
Like,
their
no, you're
face.
not Kevin.
That's awesome. So, um, when and where will filming take place for this movie?
So there are a few locations that I am working on securing here in Illinois. And then I'm
Hmm.
going to be securing another one, possibly. I'm looking at a few locations out in Texas for a few
Okay.
scenes. I'm looking one iconic scene that I must film at. It's out in actually Blairstown.
There you go. There you go.
I
Definitely.
have to shoot one of my iconic scenes. I have to shoot the graveyard scene over there. I want to shoot around
Nice.
Blairstown Diner if I'm allowed to.
Yeah. So, have you ever been to Blairstown before?
No, my plan is to visit this coming June.
Nice, nice. I haven't been there. I know they do a lot of tours of the camp because they're very strict
Yeah,
about visiting camps, the camp there. I would love to do a tour. Now they started doing overnight tours, but part of me is like, am I testing fate here, or am I gonna end up on the chopping block? Like,
I
I'm
think I
sleeping
will
over
live
the
out my fantasy and do the overnight tour on that
that
part.
that would be fun. That would be so fun. So do you have a predicted release date or even a release year of the film?
So, given that we're gonna be filming September of this year, we're gonna be filming three scenes this year and finish off the rest next year.
Okay.
And depending on how filming goes for next year, we may have a late 2027
Okay.
release or a 2028 release with a Friday the 13th date attached to that.
I was gonna say because let me look that up because know there is a release date. I mean, a Friday the 13th. I think there's one at the end of the year.
Yeah, we have one
Yes,
more this
November.
year.
There's three of them this year, actually.
Yeah, we have one in
We,
February, one coming up next weekend, and one in
right.
November.
Yes, and one in November. So, of this year. That's right. Of you said 2027. Let me see. I'm looking quick. 2027 has a Friday the 13th. Do they even have? I thought every year had at least one.
Do they skip 2027? That is peculiar to me with that one.
Yeah, I don't see. Wait, yeah, there is one. August.
August.
There's only one next year.
Yeah, so it really depends on the duration of filming if we're able to
Yeah,
finish up within the 2027 year. But if not, like I was saying,
yeah.
we're gonna aim for a Friday the 13th release date in 2028, which happens to be one only in October of 2028.
Oh, so there's two perfect dates. August of 2027, if you could have filming wrapped up by then because it's summer and it's a Friday the 13th movie summer camp, and you can watch it going into October's Halloween, or October 2028, if you do it then that would be in time for Halloween.
Oh, right on time, probably. Even with a premiere like 2 weeks beforehand.
Yeah, that'd be so great. That's such a perfect timing too. So hopefully that can happen. Um, yeah. So the last thing I want to ask is, do you have anything else you want to promote? Any other films, social media accounts, websites, anything at all that you want to promote? Just let the listening
Uh,
viewing audience know.
Website is still being worked on. We actually just started working on the domain just literally
Hmm.
last week.
Okay.
Right now working on building content um for the page. Trying to get the team
Hmm.
together, the actors together that's from all of the various states outside of Illinois. It's
Yeah.
a little bit of a tight niche right now because people are doing other projects
Hmm.
or at work, or still those who are in college are dealing with school.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to wait to get everyone together for the median point where it's like there's no school. School's out
Right.
out for the summer, or school is out for the next couple of weeks until you go back for whatever reason that you decide to go back for.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, the website is in transition. We do have the social media page, which is both on Instagram and Facebook under Jason's Fury Friday that was in fan film.
Okay.
I'm actually working on not an working on a TikTok page for Jason's
Okay.
Fury.
Okay.
They will be able to do social media takeovers on that, on all the
Okay.
platforms actually.
Nice.
Um, as far as content, one content thing that we are actually we're working on a very, very 6-minute short film that's coming Sunday. That
Okay.
has no relations to Jason's Fury.
Okay.
It's just something
Nice.
to put out there as a tribute to saying, Happy Friday the 13th, since we actually have
Okay.
Friday the 13th next Friday.
Hmm. Perfect. That sounds awesome. Definitely check out all of that. Check out Jason's Fury on all the social medias. Keep an eye out for the Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign. As for me, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook and X, Twitter, whatever it's called now, at Slasher
I
Scotty.
don't know about Twitter. I may have to revamp my
Yeah,
Twitter app on my phone to to make a Twitter or X Jason's Fury page. That's the one thing that I haven't done yet.
yeah.
And I also merchandise. Yes, that reminds me.
Hmm.
Merchandise will be coming very, very soon. Everything's a little
Okay.
bit stagnant right now, to make sure that the finances are in order to get, the
Hmm.
bulk of shirt and the bulk of pen, the starter packs merchandise really. And to my supporters who have supported us from the very first launch, we did our launch last year. Those
Hmm.
backers who helped us with the campaign last year will be getting their merchandise for free for being patient first and
Hmm.
foremost. They've been very patient in understanding that certain things does take time. Certain things may put us in a slight setback.
Hmm.
So to my supporters for the first Indiegogo campaign, thank you so much for supporting
Absolutely.
us doing that first campaign run. Looking forward to launching the new campaign coming very, very soon.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan. Like I said, check them out. Definitely get whatever you can to help them out. I can't wait to see this movie come out. Follow me on all the socials slash Scotty. I just had an energy drink and a cosmetic line launch today. I've been in talks for a year or so. It's been a while. But finally got the launch right before this interview, which was super cool. So you can check my socials out and get the link to that. It's through Drink Gamer Girl slash Scotty Cosmetic Lines. And I have energy drinks. They're very punny with the slasher name, so you can get energy drink of Stabberry shortcake instead of strawberry shortcake. You can get lemonade, which is toxic shock. Um, and you can get I have a chocolate flavored plant protein drink which I named Choco Crip. And you
That
can
one.
get, yeah, and
I
you
want
can
to
get,
try those two right there. Yeah.
yeah, definitely check them out. And you can also get, what's the other one? I have a focus drink, which is sour candy called the Candy Man. And then you can also
Wow.
check out the cosmetic line. Don't have all the names off the top of my head. I came up with them randomly one night when I was sitting down writing them, thinking of them. But I have like cocoa shea butter. I know one of them is called Lard of the Flies, which is probably the cocoa shea butter. I
Mhm.
have a soap which is Scotty Summer Camp, is a coconut flavored. So you can check all that out. But I'll have the link down. In my socials and that. Check them out. But thank you, Maurice, so much for joining me.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on the Slasher
Absolutely.
Scotty.
Absolutely. Well, you have a great rest of your night. And for me, I'm not going to have a great rest of my night because now I'm being forced to go to the gym. So it looks like I'm going to be doing that within the next 20 minutes unless I can get out of it. Maybe I can get food poisoning within the next 20 minutes. Again,
Yeah,
because
okay,
last night was
the
not fun.
Slasher
Hopefully you
Scotty.
can. Yep. All right. Have a good night, buddy.
All right, good night.
Yep. Bye.